that good music.
Yahweh International. New Foundation Production presents.
Hey, it's your boy Keys. 2018 in the building. What a blessing. I am so glad 2017 is over. What a hot mess of a year that was. It's just crazy just looking back at that, how much stuff was going on. And I'm looking forward and I'm thankful that I made it to 2018, as I'm sure you are. And one of the things we're going to do this year, we're going to play a lot more music. One of the first things we're going to be working on is in bringing you guys, and the show is the Armageddon compilation, which is a combination of songs from Christ Side and Save Savage and Ace Dog. You know, a lot of these songs, some of you guys have never heard. And if you're a fan of any of those groups, you may have heard these songs, but powerful music that's life-changing. If you have a young person or somebody struggling with pretty much the flesh, worldly, street mentality, you know, get money and just don't care about, just seem to be lost in their flesh, these songs are going to really be a blessing. I mean, it's pretty broad. The songs are, you know, definitely reaching out to the young people who seem to be very materialistic. I mean, back then when these songs were made, we thought, you know, hey, you know, we thought it was bad then, but now these kids, this I generation is what they call them, they are so entitled and just money is everything and doing anything. You know, I just, it's unbelievable what I see on Facebook, Instagram. These young girls are doing to be famous and make money. You know, college isn't even an issue. Like matter of fact, even in college, some of these same girls are doing just unbelievable things on social media. Has completely corrupted our young people. You know, it was meant to connect young people with their friends and stuff like that, but really social media has really turned out to be one of the most harmful things, I think, that has come around in a long time. And tonight's show, along with the music, is going to be about social media. We're going to have a conversation about that. But until then, I'm going to play some music off the Armageddon album, and let's get to it. And let's see what our first song is going to be. We're going to play this Ace Dog, Against All Odds. Definitely one of the, this is off of his from his solo album. And this song really is what brought him to the forefront as an MC, as a minister of music. When this song dropped, I think it just elevated him to a whole nother level. The young people really responded to it. I mean, there's no words to even explain, if you were around during that period of time, to see the impact that it had on young people, especially people struggling with that street life. So this song is called Against All Odds, Ace Dog, off of the Armageddon compilation. If you don't have it, man, please go on iTunes, YouTube. I mean, it's everywhere. YahwehInternational.com or NewFoundationProductions.com. Any of those will lead you to it. But just go on your iTunes, go on your Google Play. That song is readily available. It's Ace Dog, Against All Odds.
Christ side, we right here. Lifestyle of a rider. 567, baby. Hey yo, ANC, we gon' drop them so far. My dogs against the grain, man. I put 5 on them eyes. Come on, I drop 5 on them eyes, man. That's what's up. Hit the block, never stop, homie. That's what's up. If you riding with the father now, that's what's up. What? That's what's up. Come on, that's what's up. I drop 5 on the eyes, man. That's what's up. Hit the block, never stop, homie. That's what's up. If you riding with the father, tell him that's what's up. What? That's what's up. Come on, that's label me mortal, I'm against all odds. Fly drops like 2 peas in a pot. Me and my God drop prize, making heads nod. I ride fortified, gone off that most high. posted alive, holy strap on my right side. When I get to busting these spiritual tongues, bluffing and nothing stopping me, bored until he comes and it's all done. When a prodigal son goes from hood raised to center stage, locked in a cage, hide on bail, giving God praise. Living in persecution, that was illusion. Choosing fools, be running about you with wicked solution. Moving hard to lose them, using the feel of my past. Label me dead and I never could last. Fast, be running about you, ready to get you if they had you. Flipping the script, I never could trip if you get this. Living my life religious, so the Pharisees never could get this. Telekinesis, I follow Jesus, not your thesis. Please us, cause only the Father can pick up my pieces. So leave us wrong. Five on the eyes, man, that's what's up. Hit the block, never stop, homie, that's what's up. If you riding with the Father now, that's what's up. What? That's what's up. Come on, that's what's up. I drop five on the eyes, man, that's what's up. Hit the block, never stop, homie, that's what's up. If you riding with the Father, tell him that's what's up. What? That's what's up. Come on, that's what's up. Now I was raised on this concrete, could never be weak, slanging OZs to make ends meet. Or you don't eat, soldier hog life to make friends. So many lost in the wind, I bend my knee for my dogs in the pen. Trend like fog through these Frisco catacombs. Call me Houdini's clone, cause I should have been gone. Still I roam by the grace of God, flint hard. Live by the law, you gon' fall if you thinking that you hard. Now it's all raw, my soldiers that's on welfare, he's still there. See, I'm a living testimony of the prayers. Intercession in the 3rd Brigade, slot time of raid. Plug stage to my thugs, I got love for days. Did your block for them street tools. Call me the fool, cause I dropped out of school and sold a knock or two. And yet I'm cool with the red or blue. Now who the new the young dog would've run back home to snatch you? I drop five on the eyes, man, that's what's up. Hit the block, never stop, homie, that's what's up. If you riding with the Father now, that's what's up. What? That's what's up. Come on, that's what's up. I drop five on the eyes, man, that's what's up. Hit the block, never stop, homie, that's what's up. If you riding with the Father, tell him that's what's up. What? That's what's up. Come on, that's what's up. On the dark side, holding up the light. That's how it's going down. Come on. Hey, 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 hey. From the east to the west side, it's Christ's side. Hold it down. Yeah. Hey, 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 hey. I'm still scrapping like a savage, boy. That's what's up. While the wicked, they live in lavish, boy. That's what's up. I put mine in for show, time in. 88 to 95, banging and grinding. Accumulate ways to separate the fake, to agitate the 7 to 8 with rhymes that stimulate. We gladiate to infiltrate the weight, suffocate to forsake the path we must take. Drop five on the eyes, man. That's what's up. Hit the block, never stop, homie. That's what's up. If you riding with the Father now, that's what's up. What? That's what's up. Come on, that's what's up. I drop five on the eyes, man. That's what's up. Hit the block, never stop, homie. That's what's up. If you riding with the Father, tell him that's what's up. What? That's what's up. Come on, that's what's up. Hey, 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 hey.
Yeah. That's your boy Ace Dog from the Armageddon project that Yahweh International New Foundation Production has put out. Man, there's no words. It's fire. That's just what it is, man. He's bringing it. He's like letting you know that's what's up. We're going to get into another track right here. We're going to play another Ace Dog, Do or Die.
Christ side. This one for the block. Flow down the sides up. It's the young dog. Come on. Father, forgive me, I'm a sinner as I travel through the valley of death. Lost breath, the ACE, sold up game from the west. Less the blessed, I followed the Christ, left the rest. Relentless, the flesh left its mark on my chest. Representation of the block I reside. 415, Frisco, Cali, and alleys is where we ride. Broke your past cause they lied to me. Console my partner for banging, he left me hanging when the homie said he died for me. Betrayed a cop to plea, Father I'm out for thee. Suicidal cause man the devil had me knee deep. I spit the full retaliation of life that was snatched up from my dogs that's locked up. Hold it down from the Bay to LA to Sac Town. Round, they wouldn't listen, so feel me now. Step to a soldier, Satan devil, get your head split. Pop in the clip, 66, and I'm bound to trip. Stupid eyes, stupid eyes. coming straight up out the box, slinging the real rock to knocks. Evacuated the blocks, still shaking the cops. But why? A revolution of my angle. I mangled the devil, dropped to my knees to summon 99 angels. Don't wanna see me cause I'm impotent. I'm raising the rent, posting eviction on the enemy's camp. Lethal injection broke the last seal. Execution they coming, got the devil running, slumming, bumming. It's your last meal. Soldier, I stay real. My soul fortified. Christ-eyed soldier till I die. That's on the 4-5. How much longer until the bone break? Fresh at the mainframe, deep in the game. For Christ's sake, the fate, the streets separate. Straight out the gate, no debate. When you strapping with foes, you can't take. So what? I suggest you plead the fifth on my conviction. Superstition, you wishing I'm folding the opposition down. They hearing us, bro. Drop that. Yeah, mic check. Yo, turn me up a little bit. Good bar. Soldier boys. Hey, yo, ANC, feel this one. Yeah. Now who can stand like a real man? I put in work, but the father straight busting until I can't stand. Man, it's the real clan. I'm evidential with mental telepathy, caused the rest of me to be grain sand. Molded in the potter's hands. The block I ran, sifted and planned. From the hills of St. Fran to the LA flatlands. As a rap man, my state's clean. Not a triple beam, takes back seat to the blood that was spilled for me back on Calvary. Testimonies realer than real. Thug life. Yeah, jabbing with the battle that rattles me. Check the resume, I seldom play killer may elevate from the celery out the bay, trying to make it to see another day. Heavenly Father, I pray that lost souls one day with genuflect in your presence, lifting your son's name. And you gon' bring the rain, forsake to send down fire. Strap a riot, cause every knee gon' bow to the sire. Think I'm bluffing, pot where you tripping, I done buried my thug ones, loved ones for sinning lack of submission. Dropping like flies, man, it's do or die. Straight representing the bucket shots up at the devil, you rebel for Christ's side. And it's locked down, yeah. Christ-side soldiers do or die. One for the Father, two for the Son, and three for the Holy Ghost. You feel? It's your boy,
yeah. Ace Dog. Man, a lot of people ask me about Ace Dog. You know, he's retired, and he's doing a fashion line right now for Christian, our young Christian brothers and sisters out here. But he has been rocking the mic for a while, but his music is so fire. It don't ever die. You know, Ace Dog come from that serious gang life. When I met him, he had just really kind of got out of it, and he had a voice for the streets. And you can hear it in his music, man. Like he's going back and grabbing the young ones that are still struggling with that lifestyle in his music, man. It's powerful. Even today, we get a lot of emails and responses from people like, yo, man, Ace Dog's music really changed my life, and I appreciate him. And I tell Ace every time I see him, man, look, you may not be doing it, but your music is still... See, that's the thing, is when you choose to stop, God's not stopping. He's still doing what he does. And as new people come across his music, they are having an experience with him without him even being involved, other than that he gave that gift, you know. And that's something that people need to realize about ministry, that you may go on a different path, but God doesn't. He's still going for the lost. You know, he's still doing, what he does. And he uses the gifts and the talents that we have presently or from the past to continue to minister to young people. So, Ace Dog is still a soldier on the front line when it comes to that. But what I want to talk about tonight's show is social media. I really have some deep thought about it, and just really took a step back and looked at it from a broad perspective, from the person-to-person interaction with social media, you and your friends, to the marketing promotion part of it and business aspect of it, and all of it. Let me get right to my issues with it, and then I'll talk about some other things. First of all, let me just be perfectly clear. let alone if it's Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, the Google one. I mean, there's a lot of social media stuff out there, but really the main ones are Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and whatever else is in between. Those are really the ones I tend to look at and just see what people are doing, how it's impacting our young people. And first of all, let me just let everybody know, if you don't know, suicide has gone up a lot, tremendously. I don't have the stats in front of me since social media came into play, because online bullying has seriously increased. You've got these people hiding behind these tweets. That's the other one, I think, Twitter. Hiding behind these tweets and these posts and getting at people and really belittling, fat shaming, and doing racial stuff. I mean, it's really out of control because people, you ain't got to see them face to face. So people feel like they can intrude into your life, into your child's life, and really basically say what they want to say without any responsibility. So what I see happening with young people is the constant barrage of harassment from schoolmates, total strangers, just various people who are constantly getting at young people. And here's what the mistake that a lot of young people make is, within the social media world, you can put a lot of your accounts on private. Those people cannot have access to you. You know, even though they can direct message you and some of these other things, you can block various people. And yes, that still does happen when you make it private. People still send you stuff direct message. But the reality is, I know that a lot of young people keep theirs open. They won't make it private because they want to make all these new connections with new friends and explore the world as far as connecting to all these people. They're in these groups, they're in these pages, it's tons of ways young people interact on social media. The problem with that is when rejection and hostility and bullying and all these other things are happening to a young person they can't manage. I mean, imagine before social media, that would just kind of just happen at school, maybe on a phone call at the most. And now it's 24 hours, 7 days a week that a young person is constantly being just overwhelmed by all of this stuff that happens on social media. You post one picture you think is cute, and then you got these people saying that you're ugly, you're fat, you're this, you're that. And the next thing you know, you've never been doubting yourself, but now you're starting to believe the stuff that people are saying. And you have no idea who these people are. These people can be fake, phony, they could be ugly, they could be fat. It's just a horrible situation for our young people to be in. And as parents, we've kind of flown into it with them, this whole social media thing on Facebook or however we interacted. But the reality is our young people really don't stand a chance because the way social media works. So that's one of the main issues I have with social media right off the gate, that it doesn't really provide enough protection for our young people. Now, what social media will say is it's not their responsibility. They provide the platform. It is the parents' responsibility to monitor and to make sure that these accounts are set up appropriately. And the reality is that does not happen. Parents do not all, look, some of you guys do it, but the majority do not. How do I know? Because I work with young people. That's what I do. I have my foot in the door and walking through, and I get to sit and talk with young people about these issues, so I kind of already know what's going on more than the average parents. So that's their response. That social media is like, it's not our responsibility. We provide the platform. It's the parents' responsibility to raise their kids appropriately, to make sure they're not living their life on social media, but the reality is that just does not happen. And within that, with social media, on the person-to-person level, that's kind of some of the problems I have is just a lack of responsibility when it comes to social media and protecting our young people. Yes, is it a parent's responsibility? Yeah, but parents and social media can team up to make it better. Now, have they made significant changes? Yeah, it was way too open before when this stuff first. Look, you got to remember, this goes back to MySpace. I don't remember nothing before MySpace. I'm pretty sure, but MySpace was it. You know, that was like the platform for social media, and then it just grew from there. I mean, there's so many different types of social media, from music-based, your SoundClouds, your Reverb Nations, and Lord knows what else, all the way down to your basic Twitter and everything else that's in between. So you have to really look at it as allowing your child to walk through an unknown neighborhood unescorted. That's the best way I can think of it, is would you allow your child to would you drop your child off at an unknown neighborhood and your child say, hey, I'm going to attend a party and I don't know these people and I don't know where I'm going. There's some of my friends may be there, but it'll be strangers. You would never tolerate that. You'd be like, excuse me? But that's kind of what social media is like. It's for young people. You know, they join groups, chats, and everything else, and they're interacting with total strangers. And lots of times, these total strangers are grown-ups pretending to be kids. You know, and we've seen how that's played out various times on TV shows with Predators and Chris Hansen's show. That's where they get at these young people. That's another issue I have, is that your predators use social media to have access to your children. And that's a major reason why you need to make sure that they're interacting with people they know, and that you know what they're doing on social media, and that you have a clear understanding of the apps they're using. Okay, and let's talk about that. Okay, your Facebook app, that's not rocket science. You know, people ask for friend requests and you say yay or nay, and the yay should be with people they know. But the reality is, a lot of people friend request that they don't know, and that could be a problem. You know, you get a lot of people getting at them that way. But Facebook should be a safer platform for them to interact with their friends and family, and that needs to be monitored. You know, if you're a parent, you see somebody on there like, who is this? You know, you should be able to get on that page. Look, if your kid don't want you on their page, there's a reason. Trust and believe. If your kid said, I don't want you on my Facebook page, why not? What are you posting and what are you doing that you don't want me to see? Nothing. Come on now, you ain't that naive. As a parent, you already know what it is. The more they resist, there's a reason, right? You know, I've had to deal with a couple of parents' kids posting provocative pictures. You know, you need, you know, like our kids, hey, can you, sometimes the parent don't want to be the bad guy, and I'll get a phone call. Our kids, because as a lot of people know, I'm a youth advocate. I've been a youth pastor. I'm a counselor, and the kids are cool with me just because they know I do Christian rap. If you know my history, if you check me out, you'll see what's up with that. So I have a way of approaching kids and putting it to them in a way that gets it. They can get it, you know. And you would think that these kids know that these images and things they're doing aren't going away. They hear that all the time. Don't do this and don't do that. But kids are like, they're like we were back in the day. But they're taking way more risk with way more consequences. So when it comes to Facebook, yes, you need to be able to monitor that. And if you can't monitor it, they can't have it. That's really the rule. You want to be on something, what's the app? Okay, I'm a friend, and you can't have it if it can't be that way. You ain't grown yet. Period, point blank. There is no discussion in that. You want to be on social media? This is how we roll. It's the same way with a phone. You want a phone? This is how we roll. You lay the parameters, not them. When do they become the parents? Nah, it doesn't happen that way. If you don't raise your child the right way, the streets will. These predators will get at them. Trust and believe. If you leave a loophole, an open door, that's where they squeak in. Now, Snapchat is probably one of the more provocative ones. I had some homies show me, I saw by accident, is they were laughing about something on Snapchat that really wasn't funny, but basically it's just how the girls be flirting on Snapchat. And I said, what? Sometimes you don't want to see, you don't want to know, you don't want to see, so you want to close a blind eye. But when I saw that, it just threw me back. I said, thank goodness I have no daughters, because somebody would be in serious trouble. But the reality is, because the way Snapchat is set up, you know, you can take video and it can be gone. You can post a video, it can be gone in a couple of seconds. It doesn't stay up. It's temporary. So you have a lot of provocative behavior on Snapchat, which is why a lot of people don't like Snapchat. You have a lot of people, doing very intimate things with their boos, their bays, or whatever they want to call them, and then that video's gone. So you as a parent might not get to see it. I've seen Snapchat used in the right, correct way, which is, excuse me, I have to cough because I have a cold. And I just want you to get a sense of everything. I'm not even going to edit that out. I've seen Snapchat used in the right way. I have a lot of kids who allow me to be in their Snapchat just so I can see, like, yo, what they doing. They trust me in that way. And if I see something I don't like, I hit them up like, yo, what are you doing? And they don't do nothing too provocative, but they may just be posting something that can just kind of make my hair raise a little bit. Like, yo, you're getting too comfortable on there. So Snapchat is one that you definitely have to monitor. Like, you have no idea. Like, from the boys' perspective, that is like the hookup kind of. That app is specifically to be naughty. That's how they see it. Because if they want to interact with you on a personal level, they can just be on your Facebook. But that, for the boys and the girls, that's what they want. That's a provocative app, and it has gotten a lot of young girls and boys in trouble. So you need to, really, to be honest, there's no need to have it. But everybody like the filters. That's what gets people on there, is these filters that they can take with their pictures and their videos. It's cute as all get up, absolutely. So there's a double side to that, but it's really more wrong than it is right. So it just counts on, you got to know your kids. You got to just talk. You got to just be on it. If they got Snapchat, you on Snapchat. Now, Twitter, that's not even rocket science. It's Twitter. You post stuff, whoop-de-whoop, whatever. You can do pics and other things too. Definitely way more global. Instagram, I particularly like Instagram better out of all of them because it's just pictures and with small posts and maybe a video. And of course, like Facebook, you can make it private or public. Everybody can see it. But of course, the same concerns. You need to be worried about people direct messaging and also provocative images. All the same rules apply across the board when it comes to social media. So from the person-to-person aspect of social media, those are my thoughts when it comes to our young people. Now, when you think about everybody, the adults, the kids, and everybody that's wrapped into that, the other big concern is how it went from connecting us as families and friends to completely being a marketing promotion format. Facebook to me has completely gone away from what it originally was meant to be to now just really meant to just push marketing and promotion to us. Buy this, sell this, click on this. Like, it's so much of that push that, of course, you saw how it interfered with the presidential race. They knew they were getting money. I mean, clearly you can tell in the accounts where the money's coming from. And, oh yeah, by the way, it did come from Russia, whatever. But the reality is it's a great platform to promote your business. I've done it, but at the same time, it's too much of it, where it's constantly barraging you with multiple ads. You're seeing more ads than you're seeing your friends. And I have a problem with that part of it. You're supposed to be able to filter it in some way in your settings. Well, I have to really kind of get into that more because I think they got some backlash after the elections and last year, and people were asking for more control of what they see. So if you have not gone into your settings, go into your settings and see what it says about ads and how you can curb it. Also, any ads you don't like, there's an option that you can click on the right corner with 3 dots that says, why am I seeing this? Or I don't want to see this. So you have a lot of options when it comes to not seeing things you don't want to see. On the positive, again, if you're in a ministry, a business, whatever it may be, you have a great platform to talk about your product. That's positive. But outside of that, I just felt that on the marketing promotion part of what they were doing, I didn't like it. It was too much. It was too much. Now, on Instagram and Snapchat, it's not like it's not there, but they're not beating me over the head with it. The same marketing and stuff, it's there, and it's more subtle. So I get to enjoy more of the pictures of my friends and catching up with people that are doing various things. My other issue with social media as a whole is, and I've talked about this, I won't get into the fake news, fake hotness thing. That was a show, but I'll talk about that show again. Is how people basically fake being the hottest rapper or the hottest singer in the universe. You can buy ads and boost your views and boost this and boost that, and none of it is real. If you don't know, like your Little Yachty's and all these people, they were not hot in the streets. They was not banging in the club. They bought views. They got hot on YouTube from bought views. So people saw that they were hot, but it was all based off of fakeness. There was no real movement in the music industry around these artists. So people just kind of got, social media has pretty much hijacked the music industry. If you don't know that, a lot of record labels look to see who's hot on social media before they go to a live venue or check somebody else's show. It's too hard for them. So if you've got 90 million views, that's dollar signs. So on a social media level, the problem with that is that 90 million views are paid views. They're not real views. So you're signing an artist based off of fakeness. It's ridiculous, but this is what it's come to when it comes to social media. Social media has completely taken over the music industry. There's no words to even express it to you, like how bad it is. Anybody you hear on the radio that's mumbling and don't sound like they're good rappers and they're playing them all the time, trust me, it was not that way in their hood, in their street, because there were real rappers who would not be letting that go down. You can't tell me that these dudes was popping in the club in their city, because I know for a fact it wasn't, because I got my ear to the ground. When these guys got coming out, I have friends like, yo, and then you call the town, be like, you call up your friends back there and be like, yo, these dudes is not popping. We don't even know what's going on, how they got on. So a lot of that stuff is things that you have to just kind of just learn along the way. But social media as a whole, positive and good, it's good and bad. You have to monitor it when it comes to your kids, and if they don't want you on their social media, they can't have it. It's just not up for negotiation. As adults, we just have to recognize when we're being manipulated by social media with fake news, fake hotness, and all this other fake stuff, and just refuse and just don't tolerate it. Click off of it or just block it. There's ways to block it. But I just think social media has kind of got out of control, and reeling it back in. I can really do without my Facebook, to be honest, and just use Instagram and be happy. And that's straight up. So, but of course, Facebook has your band page and everything else on there, so you kind of wrap it all into that. That's a tough thing to do. So, I want to get back into some more music with Yahweh International, New Foundation Productions sponsoring the Armageddon Project, and I'm gonna play some Ace Dog. We're gonna keep rocking with my bro, and this is Bow Down.
All devils dug down. It's the young dog and the safe savage. Stay down. Better get low. Cause every knee is gon' bow. King of all kings.
King of kings.
Recognize. I suggest you get low when you rip flows. Chose the road, justified, only God knows. Picture me posted at the edge of the casket closed. Genuflected cause so many sporting plastic rolls. Playing the wrong game, 4 and 5. Southside seen the good and the bad die. Flow 9, V-Town to the seaside. And I'm a rider till the wheels fall off. Partner, you tripping if you thinking we soft like our battalion, son. Warfare, millions won. Speaking in tongues, now we second to none. So bow down, separated from the fake crown. This is how it's going down, fool, what you got to say now? My flat line is the grind time. So unkind, we ain't even gotta try to shine. Baptism through the fire like Shadrach and his folks. Still no joke, provoke, begging for mercy on your last note. Now if you need in the bow, round here. Got my soldiers in the stands, round here. Christ side with my riders, man. Right here. Locked down, now who running the game? Right here. Make them all bow. Every knee finna bow, round here. Got my soldiers in the stands, round here. Christ side with my riders, man. Right here. Locked down, now who running the game? Right here.
Bow down, representing Christ's name up and down through the town. This message is profound. I'm down like a brother on the getaway. Passenger side a pound of cocaine. 2 strikes to his name. Fame. It's not what I'm after. I'm a messenger. Many don't understand the place of God's grace and walk around through the hood like he can't touch you. The fact of the matter, bro, even if you Montana tough, you gon' have to bow down to the one who created heavens and earth. And I'm a general. We collapsing your foe. And all these rappers at their shows, thanking God for their flow. Stop. Like God thanking the devil for stolen souls. That's right, hell yeah, I said it. Hell no, I won't regret it. Hell is not where I'm headed. Never thought a man of God could come so hard. I once was Saul, but now I'm Paul.
Now if we beef in the bell, round here, got my soldiers in the stands, round here, Christ side with my riders, man, right here, locked down, now who running the game, right here, make them all bow, heavy knee finna bow, round here, got my soldiers in the stands, round here, Christ side with my riders, man, right here, locked down, now who running the game, right here, right here. I'm surrounded by hard-headed metas, trendsetters, fitted on no better, copping Teflon sweaters, never got you set up, won't let up, even the hardest gon' bow, it's a game till you lose your own, left alone, so what now, lamentations to avenge blood, step to Christ, make them all fall and kiss the rug, it's all tough and love, covers a multitude of sins, if Christ your friend, then you gon' win in the end, gotta bend the ride, man, swing, maintain the fame, all the money still don't mean a dang thing, come a dime a dozen, haters plotting on the crown, so jocking, I'm fabricated, ace dog, ain't stopping for none, never been afraid to scrap with the best of them, less of them, reparation for the rest of them, last days it's enough to make you sober, cause even the sky kneels in homage to Jehovah. Now if we beef in the bow, round here, got my soldiers in the stands, round here, Christ side with my riders, man, right here, locked down, now who running the game, right here, make them all bow, heavy knee finna bow, round here, got my soldiers in the stands, round here, Christ side with my riders, man, right here, locked down, now who running the game, right here, right here.
Yeah, that's that Ace Dog featuring Save Savage, Bow Down. Man, that's that soldier music right there, man. I mean, you can just hear it. Back in them days, man, we was really, really not playing. We had to go hard on the streets. It was just, you gotta understand, we were coming from Oakland, California, in the Bay Area, and LA, and it had just got crazy out there, and we had to really deal with the gang banging, the hustling, the playing, the pimping. The music at the time was really corrupting our young people with that message. So we had to really be just like, yo, it's not going down like that. We're bringing healing and hope to the lost generation. And this gang banging, this drug dealing, this pimping, and this hustling, and everything else you want to do, this drug life, that's not God's plan for you. So a lot of our message, a lot of what we were doing had that strong, aggressive feel to it. You know, let off it was Christ-sized soldiers with me and Ace, Save Savage, or just Ace Dog by himself. We were just not taking no prisoners. It just was what it was. You know, and I appreciate New Foundation Productions and Yahweh International for seeing that and coming back to us saying, hey man, that message needs to be heard a little bit more. We need to bring that to some people, and sponsoring the Armageddon project. So you definitely need to go on your Google Play and iTunes and check that out, YahwehInternational.com, and really just take time to take this music to your brothers, your sisters, your nieces, whoever that needs to hear this message. So it's important that you support what they're doing at Yahweh International and New Foundation Productions. Robert Fairchild, the whole board over there, they're doing great work with the homeless, youth outreach, and we do this show because they believe in the message we're sending and what we're talking about. So definitely donate, support what they're doing. This has been a great show. I really wanted to share more music with you guys, and we're going to definitely be doing that as time goes on, is exposing you to life-changing music that will penetrate your mind, your body, and soul, bring healing and hope to your heart, because it's hard right now. A lot of people are struggling and suffering, and sometimes the only thing they have is music. You know, you could be just in that bad space, and having earphones on. And I'd rather have you listen to something that's gonna bring you out of what you're in and bring you to where you're supposed to be. And Christ-Sized Soldiers, Ace Dog, Save Savage, Keys, whatever it may be, that is anointing music. And we're going to be bringing a lot more new artists from Yahweh International and New Foundation Production. And we just want you guys to be a part of the ride. Ride with us. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to keep talking about social media as well. And what I want to do with that is let's take a minute to really talk about social media and relationships. This whole segment is about social media, and I'm just going to roll everything into it. What I find interesting is in dating and relationships that people have more problems when they're on each other's social media. Is it just me? But like she wants to be on your social media page, he wants to be on her social media page, and it's not for the reasons that most people would think, just to share whatever, but it's really to see what the other person is doing. So it's already doomed from the start. Look, this is my thought. If I see you every day, why you want to be on my social media page? I'm just saying, you know, what somebody else would say is, well, if we're doing something together and we're posting, we can link that up and just kind of share the experience. That is very true. But I guess the bigger question is, how do you approach each other when it comes to being on each other's social media page? Is it a gradual thing? Is it a conversation? That's a person-to-person thing. I think that varies when it comes to social media. I just know a lot of people's relationships got jacked on social media. You have a lot of nosy people on social media. And you doing good, they see you in a good relationship, and then before you know it, you could have people getting at you on social media that never even spoke to you. They see you happy, and now they like, oh, you looking good, you looking this, you looking that. They're all in your face. I do not like, especially Facebook. I'm not a fan of if you're on. That's why I like Instagram better. If you're having a social experience with somebody you're involved with, your wife, boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever, take the picture, you post it on Instagram, and you share the experience. But Facebook, I don't know. I hear horror stories. I've had my own issues. There's something ratchet about what happens on Facebook. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, man. I'm just trying to figure it out. But I think it's important that people have a clear dialogue about interacting on social media. You and your girlfriend, you and your boyfriend, you and your wife, you and your husband, you and your boo, you and your bae, your brothers, your sister, everybody in your life needs to have that conversation. Look, my grandmother's on Facebook. It took forever. But the reason she's on there is because people don't call her the way they're supposed to, but she can see what everybody's going on. That's how you do it. I'm just checking on you, see how you doing. She's not spying or anything like that, but hey, this is a way for her to connect. But the reality is a lot of people do look on it because they have trust issues. They want to be on your page around trust issues. They don't trust you and the friends you got on there. You liking this chick, you're liking that chick, da-da-da-da. I mean, it just gets out of hand. Why even? No. Nope. It's just, you'll know based off your relationship if that's a positive experience to have with somebody or negative. So you just kind of have to determine. I think Instagram is the best one for that. It's a good format, and I think just you're sharing a picture, an experience, and I don't know, just people seem to appreciate what you're doing more on there and less hating. Doesn't mean hating can't happen, but it just seems like in that format, it seems better. Let's see, what else can we talk about when it comes to social media? Man, there's not really. I think I kind of hit on everything when it comes to that. I think that says it all. I think we talked about the kids and how we need to address that, and then our own personal relationships, how we interact with that. In a good world, to be honest with you, to be brutally honest with you, no social media, period. Why? Get outside and do what you used to do. The reality is social media has made us interact less when it comes to person. We've replaced hanging out with tweet me and text me and all this other stuff. That's not a good thing. we need to get off that social media or completely not use it and go over your friend's house, or go hang out, call somebody on the phone. It needs to be more in person. That's what social media, what it's done the most is really hurt the human connection. That's the best way I can explain it. Let me give you a perfect example. Before video games, you know what young people used to do? Take a minute. It's not rocket science. We'd be outside playing. Your parents would kick you out the house and say, "Don't come back until the light comes on." You know, the pole outside, like it. You'd be outside playing basketball, football. I know I come from that era, but I do remember when Atari came out. I remember when the video game, but even with the video game arcades we used to go to, at least I would see all my friends there. There was still some interaction going on. And we'd be kicking it and hanging out, meeting girls, whatever it may be. But with video games, the reality is that's had a negative draw when it comes to person-to-person interaction. You know, the later on generations got the worst of it, even now. You know, now you've got these VR things and you know where that's going. Now everything's gonna seem real when it's not real. So I just think that when it comes to technology and social media kind of stuff, which is a technology in itself, that there are positives, but there's also dramatic negatives as far as the human experience is concerned. So I provoke you to pull away from it and be more interactive, camping, fishing, bike riding, taking trips, road trips, visiting friends. Like, yo, text me and just knock on the door. Like, why did you just text me? Bro, I wanted to see you. And spending more quality time that way. Because if you don't do that, you know where this is going to end up in 10 years. Look, we're almost not driving cars nowadays. These things are about to start driving themselves. If you can't really see the writing on the wall, it's not complicated. We're going to be, as human beings on this planet, we're doing less and less. They're not even hiding it. Not driving. We're not seeing each other. It's just less and less interacting because technology is stepping in. In the job workforce, if you don't know, now you know, technology is taking that over as well. If you haven't been to Japan and some of these other very progressive technology places, you can go to some of these restaurants and never see a human, just press a button and get what you, and the food's gonna be good, but it's just everything's automated. So I'm kind of veering off in a different thing. I just kind of wanted to bring it home and let everybody understand when it comes to social media as a technology, to be careful to not lose yourself in that. And that includes ministries and churches. I mean, it's a great way to reach out in a lot of ways when it comes to ministry and all these other things. But I like the good old meet me on Sunday and we're gonna go through the neighborhood and knock on doors. That's just what I grew up with. You just knew your neighbors, and if they had a need or if something was going on, you saw it. You were right there. A lot of people hide behind social media. And they could be in dire need or dire want, and you won't know it because they can say everything's okay and you can't really see it. So person to person is the way to go. I encourage everybody for 2018 to limit your social media interaction and get out and experience life. I'm gonna do that a lot more. I'm not on my phone nowhere. Look, you ain't heard this thing tweet or nothing. I've really pushed back against social media, like, yo, I'm gonna use you in the format I want to use you, not the other way around. You're not gonna be using me. I'm gonna be using you, and you're not gonna be controlling my life and what I do. It's just what it is. So I feel blessed. I just thank everybody for listening today. It's 2018. And what a blessing. I thank Yahweh International, New Foundation Productions, for giving me the opportunity to speak and share the food for thought. And that's the goal, is to just talk about a lot of topics and share some great music with you. It's your boy Keith, Food for Thought Project. Thank y'all for listening.